I feel like I've just been punched in the gut, basically. It's just very disappointing and just very painful to know that, basically our whole department was, demolished.
An emotional response to yesterday's vote after an hours-long board meeting. 300 Socorro ISD teachers and staff will now be laid off at the end of this school year, a move made to address the district's $38 million shortfall. Thank you for choosing KTSM 9 News Now. I'm Andy Morgan. Now, the measure passed with a 3-2 vote in favor with 2 missing trustee members. The decision will see the elimination of most elementary fine arts programs and an increase in the number of students per classroom. KTSM 9 News reporter Jesus Baltazar is live in Far East El Paso, taking a look at what this all means and what the future holds for the district, staff, as well as parents. Jesus.
And it's been a painful several hours for the SISD community, but district officials and the state conservators, speaking after yesterday's decision, said this was a very needed first step in getting the district on track after years of financial mismanagement. They estimate this decision will yield approximately $30 million in savings, leaving still a gap of $8 million needed to be addressed as they work to chop at their current deficit as well as to build up the district's financial reserves. A packed house of students, parents, and the greater SISD community pleaded with the district's board to seek other ways to tackle their financial crisis and save the hundreds of jobs at stake. But the majority of the board voted to move forward. Michael Hinojosa, one of 2 state conservators overseeing SISD, highlighted how since 2016, the district's board approved expenditures that exceeded their allocated budget, which slowly grew their deficit to its current inflection point, where the district no longer has the reserves to mitigate their shortfalls, which could result in the district falling into financial exigency and in turn prompt the state to fully take over the district's operations.
But what they did is they maintained control. They're in control of their destiny. This is going to be difficult, but they're going to make it because of their professionalism, and there's going to be a new board. There's going to be at least 3 new board members. They're going to have to pick this up, and actually those 3 new board members are going to have to adopt the budget.
Despite the suggestions made by advocates to address the deficit through other means, Interim Superintendent James Vasquez said that about 90% of the district budget is currently allocated for salaries, while only about 10% dedicated to the district's operations and maintenance, where he says there wasn't much left that could be done to move the needle on eliminating their deficit. Now moving forward, 4 positions on the district's Board of Trustees will be up for election coming May 3rd, meaning that an entirely new Board of Trustees could be adopting a budget for the upcoming school year. Now coming up at 6 p.m. tonight, a teachers union rep talks about what is next for those who may be on the chopping block. For now, reporting from Far East El Paso, Jesus Baltazar. Andy, back to you.
Jesus, thank you very much. Now, many of you commented on the cuts to the SISD superintendents. It's important to note that Vasquez is only the interim superintendent. He took that position replacing Nate Carmen last year, and before Carmen left, he was making somewhere around $348,000 a year. No timeline has been given to when a permanent superintendent will be brought in. Also important to note and bring up, around the time of Carmen's departure, conservators from the Texas Education Agency came in to help with the district with its massive budget shortfall. They were in attendance last night as well. And there is so much more to learn about this developing story, including the state's role in funding for districts. You can be sure KTSM will be following every part of it. You can find all that and more on KTSM.com. Just search SISD.